Assalamu alaikum, my name is Berak Hussain and I'm a psychotherapist from Canada. So the topic inshallah we'll be discussing is mind, body, heart and soul, a mental health and wellness approach to Imam al Mahdi. I'm hoping from this short discussion that people will have a better understanding of what is mental health and wellness, how it impacts us, what the Islamic connection is and how it's connected to the Imam. I hope that this can empower people, especially the youth, to learn more about themselves, especially their well-being, and again, how to connect that to the Imam, to be ready for the Imam. Heart, mind, body, and soul, inshallah. Long evening? Can you hear me? Can everybody please stand up? How about you stretch a little bit? Get the blood flowing. Sitting for a few hours now has made everybody a little bit tense. Tense and release. Do some deep breathing. And breathe out. Tense the muscles. Maybe tiptoe a little bit. Stretch. Yeah. Stretch a little bit. Feeling all good? We'll do that at the end, inshallah. Please take a seat. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. What is mental health? What is wellness? What are the issues around that? How is this important to us? How does it impact us? How is it connected to Islam? How is it connected and related to the Imam of our time? As a psychotherapist and a mental health advocate, I am privy to the secrets of the heart, the stories of ups and downs, broken hearts, love, sadness, happiness, all of these types of stories. I also hear stories of folks who don't pass their exams, and that's such a big disaster for them, right? I hear stories that can be a little bit more intense, such as abuse in the home, and how that impacts the mother, the father, and the children. I hear stories of addiction, of depression, of mood disorders, of anxiety. These are all along the lines of things that we could be experiencing in our lives. When does it become a problem? When it starts impeding the way you perform, the way you interact, the way you engage in your community, in your school, right? That's when it becomes an issue, a problem. So when that happens, we kind of just let go, right? We forget about it. We don't think that it's an issue, but truly it can be an issue, right? When 1 in 5 people will be impacted by a mental illness, or we may know somebody here, even within this room, that could be impacted by mental health, that's when it becomes an issue, right? So with that in mind, why is it that within our communities, and especially the Muslim communities, it's still an issue, meaning it's still taboo, there's still stereotypes around it, there's still misconceptions and misunderstandings, we deny, we don't talk about it, there's shame involved with that. Yet, it still impacts us at the core level of our existence and the way that we interact with each other, within the family, within the community. Would you not say so? Would you not say so? So how does that impact us? We need to have a better understanding of what is this word? What is mental health? Wellness. And understand the difference as well with mental illness. If we look at the definition here, mental health, as defined by the World Health Organization, is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. That sounds pretty normal, right? We can all connect with that. Another definition here talks about striking a balance in all aspects of our lives, whether it's the social, the physical, the spiritual, the economic, and the mental. This sounds pretty much in line with our Muslim morals and code of ethics. Wouldn't you say so? But what's missing here? Submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we can still connect with that. Would you not say so? Definitely something we can relate to. So how then is mental health, wellness, mental illness connected to Islam? Let's first understand the difference between mental health and mental illness. Would you say that we all have mental health? Yes. Would you say that we have physical health? When you hear the word physical health, what comes to your mind? Please share. Shout it out. Art? Cholesterol? Heart, sorry. Cholesterol, yes. Diabetes. Any positive things with physical health? Exercise, nutrition, etc., right? How about mental health? When we hear mental health, what comes to your mind? Please tell me. I can't hear very well. Anxiety, depression, happiness, bipolar. So you notice what I said, mental health. I didn't say mental illness, mental health. We all have mental health according to this definition. What happens when you don't take care of your mental health? When you are off balance, when you don't take care of your nutrition, when you don't take care of exercise, when you don't take care of your sleep, when you don't take care of negative and toxic energy or people around you, when you're not taking care of your spirituality, when everything is off balance, just like your physical health, it will impact your mental health. So that's not a scary definition. That's not a taboo definition. Wouldn't you say that we can all connect with that? Right? And how is it then connected to our faith when we're talking about balance and wellness and spirituality and connectedness and good relations and taking care of oneself? Taking care of oneself. Keep that in mind. Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam has this beautiful quote where he says, divide your time into 4 parts. An hour to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. An hour to work, to provide for your family. An hour to socialize with friends, those who are trustworthy and can keep your secrets. And lastly, an hour for yourselves, in where you can perform what you desire without falling into haram. This is talking about wellness, would you not say? Dividing up your time to God, to yourself, to your family, and to yourself. This is very related to modern and contemporary psychology and wellness theories, where 1,400 years ago, the Imam, so to speak, prescribed how to divide up our time and take care of this balance. Whereas you look nowadays, this 8 dimensions of wellness is very similar to what the Imam described to us 1,400 years ago, would you not say? Let's continue with the connection to Islam. We have a plethora of ahadith and riwayat and ayat from the Holy Quran that not only describe but prescribe to us how to take care of our mental health and that wellness. There's prophetic traditions which describe prevention as better than treatment and cure. Propagate goodness, you will find it. تفاءلوا بالخير تجدوه. I see nothing but beauty. Lady Zainab alayhi salam, in the trials and tribulations and the trauma that she, the children and the women witnessed, saw nothing but beauty. She didn't say, why us, why me? What did she say in this? From a psychological and mental health point of view, the way I see that, she is describing what does God want us to do in this difficulty? What does He want us to continue with the mission that we're upon? What are people supposed to learn from this? So in trials and difficulties, she saw beauty. She taught us patience, perseverance, and resilience in the face of trauma and difficulty. Talk about balance. Talk about taking care of your mental health at a time where she had to take care of everyone else. We can relate and connect to that, can't we? And one of my favorite ayat from the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, from Surah Al-Ra'd, verily with the remembrance of Allah do hearts find serenity, tranquility, peace. Say it with me in Arabic if you know it. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ala bi dhikrillah tatma'inna al-qulub. Tatma'inna al-qulub. Itmi'nan. Are we connecting now wellness, mental health, balance, all of these to some very tiny here, very small examples of Islam and mental health? There's so much more out there. Of course, given the time, I can only speak about a few big ones, or a few small but very impactful ones. Let's take this a little bit further. How does all this connect to the Imam of our time? How is this relevant to the Imam of our time? We don't really think about mental health and the Imam of our time, do we? Not really. Hopefully, through this explanation, we've been able to look at it from a different angle. Sister Noor Jorgensen, who is a writer and a lecturer, came across this, and I was really impacted by it when I was trying to find the connection that I could explain it. And I found she did beautifully with this. In the sciences of Islamic ethics, we divide our ethical responsibilities into 4. Those towards God, those towards the environment, those towards other creations, being humans or animals, and those towards ourselves. All of these are in perfect relation with each other, and one can therefore not separate one from the other. Being just towards God is being just towards oneself, and being just towards others is being just towards God. Therefore, we may conclude that being just towards ourselves, all of God's creations, the universe and its inhabitants, and God himself, is to also be just towards the Imam. May God hasten his reappearance. Just towards oneself. Just towards oneself. Just towards oneself. There could be many, many interpretations to this statement. From a psychological, mental health, well-being point of view, and that's the angle we want to look at, we can ask ourselves, what could this mean? From the little that we have explored with this topic, what could this mean to you? Now, we have spent most of our lives learning about how to prepare for the Imam, whether it's through books and lectures and discussions, including this amazing conference this weekend. We've been learning about how do we prepare ourselves for the Imam. Allow me to leave you with this thought. How can you take care of your mental health in order to prepare yourself for the appearance of the Imam of our time? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala